You're going to have a little support down here at the 01, the 43.92, the 80, the 73, the 65, and the 54. All right, let's see what the day is going to bring. We still got a VIX in the 29 handle this morning. I have not checked to see if there's any news out. Might want to take a quick look at that. We got durable goods at 9. So at 9 o'clock, we want to watch out for the news. Let's see. I'm going to get real quiet close to this opening bell. So I've got about 10 things I have to be paying attention to. The volatility is still there. Expect some quick moves. Expect some semi-big moves. Sure, Julio, I can get him back in there again. Got about another 40 seconds, and they're going to be off and running. It's kind of like going to the racetrack and waiting for them to say go. Glad to see we brought it back to that 10 area. That's the problem with giving pivots too early. This thing can move a long way, especially in this volatility. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, it's doing. All right, let me see if I need to write all these levels down I've posted up there. All right. Yeah, we come back to our pivot and we bounced off of it a little bit. Sure, Root, it's no problem. Seven. Uh, $54. And we're coming back to our pivot. If you sold the pivot, you're doing all right. You're welcome. I'm filling in for Saul. He's at the hospital this morning. His daughter's having a baby, so I imagine he's all excited. We opened up, went up just a little above our pivot, and we sold off, went back up, sold off again. Come on, touch that 5. There we go. All right, we're coming down to the 01 area. All right, come on in here. Let's see what's going to happen with our 01. It was quick. We got down to 125 and we bounced all the way back up to 3. We're looking for a better bounce off that 01, but first 5 minutes of this thing, who knows? We did get a bounce off of it. We ought to go back up to 02. I mean, you got time to think about, okay, what am I going to do with this? Am I going to scratch this trade, stay in this trade? Get paid off a little bit right now, so I got in and got out. It's not to say that 01's not going to work better, but we're we're coming down into the '01. We're coming into yesterday's highs. We're coming into the blue band. Probably a better area would have been the 99. But the '01 was it. I mean, we don't know where these we don't know where we have areas that we suspect that we should get a reaction from. You know, my thought process was, the '01 back to the '04 to '05 area. I see levels down into the. No, they're not. I mean, we're running a VIX this morning of 30.39 right at the moment. So this thing can make wild moves at any one time. Right now, my range is probably running from about '05 down to the 96 area, with '01 being the center of it. If you bought the blue band, you're getting paid off a little bit. I noticed this morning the brokerage house sent me a notification that crude oil markets, all margins will be increased big time. Well, if you bought the blue band, you're getting paid off. If you held on to the '01, you're getting paid off. There's our 5. I'm looking at areas that we should, with this volatility, that we should be bouncing around into. This should take us back to the pivot. But rather, what it should do and what it's going to do and will do is two different things. Oh yeah, I have decreased my lot size way down to 1. Now keep in mind that with a volatility like this, a 2-point stop, unless you happen to get in exactly at the right moment, like at 97, well, I had a lot of area in there to bounce. I had a 96. I had the '01, and they both worked. Don't get me wrong, they both worked. It just keeping that stop that close is tough in this market. The bars are just too big. If you were along that thing down from around the blue band area, which is about 99, yeah, I had to cover somewhere between 4 and 6. Like I say, it may run back all the way up to that 10, 11 area. I don't know. I'm just trading, but right now I have no, Even let's put it this way. Even though I let's say I know 100% it's going back to the 11. Okay. Next question is how do you trade it? Where do you jump in at? You jump in here and it turns around and heads south. You'll lose a lot of money quick. So you've got to have a reason and a direction is not it's a target area, but it's not a place to jump in at. And I'm watching charts all the way down into the 15-second range today. I'm just but there's no reason to jump into this thing. I mean, we had an area down there at I said the 01 was a level. Well, we had the 01, it hit the 01 and it bounced and I got out. It came down to the blue band. I also said I had 96 in 05 with 01 stuck in the middle. So if I bought the blue band, I was looking for it to at least get back to the 01 to the 05, and it did. That was my thought process. If it didn't, I don't care. That's what it's kind of like I'm going to get on this trapeze and I'm going to swing out there and I'm going to do a double flip and I'm going to turn around and come back and catch this bar. Well, if the bar is not there, that's what the stop is. That's my net below. That's going to catch me. That's going to save me. That's going to protect me. And trust me, I need protection for myself more than I need it from the market. But as looking at this thing, and I'm going to be talking about a lot of intermediate areas, numbers, and price action numbers. And I don't want to confuse anybody. Keep in mind that the bigger numbers hold the bigger weight. And Saul can look at these things and, I haven't learned to do it yet. To know how much this thing's going to move one way or another. Well, see, we're back to our 11 area, our pivot. Now, the question is, what do we do with the pivot? Do we sell it again? Is it going to go higher? We don't know. But I mean, that is a spot. Long as we stay now I'm going to retract that statement before I open my mouth here. The next level I have up there is the 19 area. Now, I'll throw in an intermediate area, and that's going to be around 14. Before I open my mouth, let me check something. 10, 14, 15 area. Yeah. It may. Let's see what this 14, 15 area is going to do. Well, the 14 worked. These numbers, like the 14, 15 area, I have all these numbers piled in there, and some of them, they're really close, and some of them you have to take with a grain of salt. I got the 1350. I'm happy. Uh, I don't know if it's going to give me that 350 or not. Yep, I'm out. We're back to the blue band. For you blue band traders, this is our second time down there. Be cautious, because I suspect we may take it all the way back to the bottom down there at that 96.75 area. That's where I get in trouble. Me and the blue band, we go round and round, and my targets are always sitting on the other side of that thing. All right. Yeah, sure, Anupam. I'm setting in for Saul this morning. He's off. He's at the hospital with his daughter. She's having a baby. So he's going to be up a grandpa. I don't guess he'll have to babysit the grand dog anymore. All right, let's see. Coming down to the 92. That's what I've got. Yeah, Johnny, they are a scaled down version of area that we're looking for areas of reaction, and let's see, how much can I tell you without telling you? um, these are areas that we expect the market to react off of. Now, I will tell you this: I have 92 down there. I would not be surprised if we stopped at 93 or just short of 93 and bounced. I don't know, but I gave you the little bit safer of the areas. At least I thought. Will a volatility of 30, and as big as these bars are, and I probably could have spread these numbers out further than I did. We came down to that 96 and we bounced off of it. And as I watch the market every day, and you learn the methodology that we're looking at, the market's really telling you. I mean, it's really telling you where these areas should be. Let's see. Another way too is we give out these levels, and you start looking at Okay. How did the market react off of these spots after we got to them? Well, we went below the '01. We got down into close to the 96. We bounced back up, went above the '01, went all the way back up to the pivot, come down from the pivot, went all the way back to the '01, down to the 96, and looking at 92 area next. But as it stands right now, I am flat. The 95, the 96 area right now holds some support. Keep in mind, we're going to have a little news come out in 5 minutes. Well, we come down to what, 275? I bought the threes. So if you're able to scale in, you got paid off on that one. I have not seen Mark in a while. I think he's just taking a little vacation. Well, our 92 area is getting paid off real well now. Imagine that. We're back up to here to our '01 area. We're coming back into the blue band area. I mean, we went from around the 92 area all the way back up to 4402. That's a 10-point range, and it did it in 3 minutes. So, yeah. I'm sure going to dread when we go back to that 15 and 20 VIX. And it's a day that this is a move that take half a day. Sure, Phillips, no problem. There we go. Try that. Well, if you're able to catch some of the 92, we're back to the blue band. The question that remains now is the blue band going to stop it? They're going to go on back up to that 5-6 area, 4-6 area. I don't know. Me and the blue band, we have a love-hate relationship, so I'm out of the trade. Right now, we're flat. We have been to the pivot. We've been to '01. We've been down to the 92s. The 92 is now void. In another about 3 minutes, 2.5 minutes, something like that. We're going to have news out. So we're just going to sit back and see what they want to do with it next. I guess about three or 4 days ago, I can go back and look. I had a target up there, and I was telling Saul, I says, it's going to be real interesting to see how they get back, if they get back to that 44.30 area. Well, we've traded all the way back to 44.19. So we're going to get to see here at 9 o'clock what they're going to want to do with this market. At 92 is going to be the key for the next little while, I would think. Problem that you have with a lot of these intermediate areas, if you don't go ahead and put your order in, you can't wait. You have to kind of put it in there. It's like that 14. If I'd have had the 14, I might would have got filled. I don't know how many orders got filled up there, but I was jumping in late. All right, let's see what the news is going to bring us. See if they'll take it back to 92. So all these numbers, they're there. You just have to know how to ferret them out. And I guess I'm more, how would I say it, more anal than most. I'm digging down in these micro numbers like the 96s and the 05s and this and the 14s and 15s. But I've had reasons to take all of them, and I had spots to take them. Let's see what bulletin out. Yeah, we're back to the 5-6 area. We're above the blue band again. Personally, I like days like today. I like chop days, but I'm a good chop trader. I hate it when this thing, they'll take it and they won't let it rotate. They won't let it do it. It just hit a level and stop and maybe bounce down maybe half, 3/4 of a point and take off again. It's kind of like that. Well, the news wasn't earth shattering this morning. I can tell you this, that everything that I've learned, it doesn't really matter which way the market's going. Even if you have a prediction, it's how you trade it that makes a difference. I'll tell you what you could do. Take your 10 nickels, put them in a hat or a jar, shake them up, reach in there, grab one, and flip it. Let it land on the carpet, the bed, doesn't matter, and flip them all out there. And you would think that, okay, I have a 50-50 chance. You do that 10 times and you count how many heads you have and how many tails you have. You can say tails are winners, heads are winners, doesn't matter. And then you do it again, and you do that 10 times. It's a pain in the neck, but you'll be surprised. It's not 50-50 over time. For one trade, yes. 10 trades, but the more trades that you make, the odds starts changing. It's kind of like on a bell curve. And it's a real interesting experiment. And the reason you would do that is to say, okay, if I take this trade and I lose, well, if I take this trade 100 times, how many times am I going to win? How many times am I going to lose? Okay, we're coming to the 92 is now null and void. We got down to 92.50 the last round. The next level below that's going to be down in the 80s, I believe. Yep. Let's see, we're at 92. I've got a little bit of support down at 86, 87 area. And then when you watch this thing enough, is you can turn around and say, okay, just like this move here. Well, we started down pretty good. Then all of a sudden it just stopped and it starts backing up. They could take this thing from this 90 and take it all the way to new highs. I could probably tell you that it's going to drop to 89 and bobble a little bit. Uh, how much of a bobble? Don't know. But a better area would be down there at about the 86, 87 area. No, that's just an intermediate area. Is it gonna? Am I looking for that to be a reversing area? No, not particularly. It's just a place that you know. I have, like Saul says, you gotta have confidence in this stuff. Listen to me telling you, okay, you buy or sell at these numbers. Well, until you get to the point to where you can see that we ought to bounce off of this number and I can take the trade. And look yesterday. But until you get to the point to where you can say, okay, this is areas that this market should react off of and have a pretty decent sound reasoning why it should. And then really and truly the rest is pretty simple. You know, I'd look at the 97 back to the upside to get back to, but it's kind of like, okay, where do I jump in at? Well, you can't jump in. You just if we start back that direction, I have to have a reason. Even though I might see a target up there, uh, it don't. If you were to jump in and it goes there, hey, it worked. If you jump in, you better figure out where am I going to get out at if this thing doesn't go there. That's probably the more important question. How much of my money am I willing to give them before it just takes me out? But you can write 97 down and see if we get back to it sometime today. But right now we're pushing down. Now, if we got down into the 86, 87 area, I might take a shot at it. In the 90 area is not a bad spot either. A few days back, we was using that 90 as one of our areas. There's a lot of times, I might see something like the 97 up there and I'll just try and remember it or jot it down on a piece of paper just to see if it gets back to it, how it managed its way back to it. You ought to touch that sucker. It ought to not be within one tick. Yep. Come within one tick of it to stop. That is just not right. Look at it run all the way down there. Let's see where am I at. So evidently, everybody and his brother saw the 97 and they just got it close and they sold it off. We'll sucker them into it. Right now, we're just sitting and watching it. You know, the hard part is you see it and you know it's going to go back there, but the question is how and when. And so and I have been suckered into those moves more than once. You could have bought the 90s, you know. You watch how we chop around in that zone from 90 to that 97 area. It's kind of like, man, they'll beat you to death trying to buy it and hold it. But you can buy it and you can scalp a lot of it out of there. And if it doesn't work, you just get stopped out and go to the next trade. Take care, Philip. All right. It's going to have to make its move here. Well, now we get to see what this 86, 87 area is going to do with it. Not much. Break down to that. We're coming back down into this 80 area. No, Pat, I'm not a golfer. I was hoping for that. I thought we should have seen at least the 80, 89. Yep, we saw it. Now fishing, I do. Uh, I'm an avid fishing nut, I guess. I used to hunt a lot, but I got to be way too much work. Shoot, at the price you can shoot a deer for, you can go to the sale bar and shoot a cow and get a whole lot more meat off of it. You know, I'm old enough to see where things have come from and the price of things now. And I gave you a quick estimate. Or last year, I was looking at building no, Chad, I used to work offshore. I could care less about going offshore fishing. I'm a freshwater fisherman. Uh, I was looking at building a new workbench, and I was going to take 2x12s and mill them down and get the size I wanted. And I started looking back then, and 2x12s for like $18, $19. I said, I'm not giving them $19 for a 2x12. That's ridiculous. Then they made it all the way up to 38. And then I guess back around December, January, they were right at down around 20. I looked last night and they were $42 a piece. That's one board, inch and a half thick, 12 inches wide, actually 11 and a half by 12 foot long. $42. I don't know how anybody is going to be able to build a house. So, yeah, I come out of an era that saw the way things are and the way things used to be. And I think they're going to get worse before they get a lot better. That's for sure. Now, that's just my opinion. Yeah, it just a lot of work in it. Well, I think if we get below 80, we're coming down to our 80 area. Oh, there's a lot of chop going on there. See, somebody's got a 200 lot at 80. The only problem with that is I don't know if people are that 200 lot is people getting out or getting in. Well, we got down to 80.75. Yep, it did. That's where the settlement was. 81.75. Our next level below is going to be down here at the 73 area. I don't think we're finished with the 80 yet, but well, if you were able to take the 80 the first round, you got paid off a little bit. This next area is going to be down here at 73. I like yeah, that. He's just not finished with that 80 yet. Going to give me a spot to get out of that sucker, though. Well, if you held to 80s and he gave you a place to scratch them, and you're getting paid off if you're still holding. I'm not holding. I had the 80s and the 76s. When we got back up to 80, I just scratched them. And really and truly, the 80, the first time we come down to that 80 75 area, it really made that level null and void at that point. Price action did. And I had a reason for the 78 and the 75s and sixes areas. The next level we have down is going to be at the 73. I like the 73, and I also like the 72 area. We got down to 74. I'd have to say you may want to shift down to 71 or 72 instead of the 73 since we've gotten that close to it. I would really look to see that 66, 66, 65 area again. But it doesn't have to. It's just I have to have a reason. Well, we bounced from our 73 area back up into our 80 area. I did not get that 74 area. I just I was focusing on that 80 area. And it's real easy to do. Don't get sidetracked on what you're doing. Excuse me. The next level down that I'm going to use is going to be the probably about the 71, 72 area. Guys, I'm watching. I know 74 had a little juice in it. And as the day moves in, I'll move my numbers around a little bit. It just based on what price action's doing. I know it stopped at that 74. I gave you 73. I thought we would overrun it. I figured if we headed down there, we'd be heading down there with a little momentum and we'd hit that 74 and tag through it. And I also have a 72 down there. And so I said, well, 73 is a good immediate number. If it runs past the 74, the 73 will catch it, and the 72 will protect us. And it stopped at 74. Go figure. But, these are areas. It's not exact. And some days we get really, really close, and other days we're off a little bit, maybe a point, sometimes 2 points. So with that said, I have 74. I also have 70, the 3, which I gave you. I also have the 72, but I also have let's see. So if I take that 72, I also have to be aware of that 69 that's below it. So if I take the 72 and it blows past it, I will take the 69. But we're also coming down into that 67 area too. So are they just going to shoot down there? I don't know. But we never know all of these things. All right. We're trading at our 69 right at the moment. We blew right through that 72. 69 has slowed it down somewhat. They got to shoot for that 60. Next level below that's going to be 65, I believe. Yeah, let's see what 65 is going to do with it. Yeah, we got down to 66. Now the 65 is going to be suspect. The 65 was a riskier level, but you're getting paid off. You didn't stand any heat on it. Not any to speak of, anyway. $65 of $69. I'd like to see $71. Well, either you're gonna take some profits, move your stop up. You got some decisions to make. You don't have a whole lot of time to make them. Let's see numbers below that. Let's see, what do I have below 54? Next level down is going to be at 54. Go ahead and post the numbers back in the chat if anybody hadn't came in late. Okay, let's see where we go from here. Well, if you took the 65, you got paid off. I'm going to add some numbers to the downside down here below 54. I'm going to have 41, 28, and 15. There you go. Those are the new numbers I've added to it. At 60 was one of those intermediate levels. That's what I call them anyway. They were another spot that we should bounce off of. Yeah, we're back there 65. I was surprised. That 72, 73 area didn't bounce better. But it is what it is. We are just twiddling our thumbs at the moment. We're below our 65. Next level below, as I showed, would be 54. their support between 54 and 55 area. I use the 54 on the lower end. Take care, Chad. Thanks so much. Appreciate it. You have a good day. Right now, we are just sitting on the sidelines waiting for something to happen. We went down to 59. Next level is going to be down at 54. I suspect somewhere between 54, 55, 56, we're getting a little bounce. Bounced a little at that 56 area.
Hey, a couple quick programming notes. Hey, Julio, welcome back. Haven't seen you in a bit. Lyle, let me know what you're thinking about signing up. I do have a couple discounts that I can offer. Mark C., how are you doing? Patrick C., Raul, Richard A. You know, Ron, I exited some people yesterday. Then I brought them out of Zoom prison this morning, you know, after the open. So I'm going to send out the opportunity to sign up for our services. I ask people to self-assess where they're at, whether you're a subscriber or not. And I ask you to subscribe now so that there's no confusion. So, Ron, let me know if you're subscribed. I don't remember. Richard, the same. Raul, Patrick, see, I think you're subscribed. Just let me know back in chat so so I know not to get pitched. Mark C, the same. Lyle. Everybody else, I think, in here is subscribed. We're looking for 100% participation. We appreciate you being here, but for all this great information, you got to pay the piper, and the piper price is pretty low at the moment. I think I should spin it back to $379 a month. I'm sorry, $399 a month. And then people don't care about paying that either. So they like being here and they like to trade along with Saul and Don. So take a moment, review it. It came out to everybody in the chat area. I'll look for you on the back end. If you do get exited, it might take a couple days to get you back in. But make sure when you come in that you sign up right away if you want to stay. I don't want to resort to that. I think people are adults and they can make sure that they're keeping the lights on. Hey, Don, how are you doing? See,
I'm doing well.
he went off into the background, that Don.
I was eating breakfast.
Are you having some sausage?
No, having cheese crackers.
Well, it's funny because I was just reading about, believe it or not, McDonald's sausage. And they say it's very good. Not only healthy, but, obviously it tastes good, but doesn't have a lot of salt, and it's the real deal. That's what I spend my time on when I look at my phone, is I look at these things that pop up, and one of them was about Mickey D's pork sausage.
I've eaten it. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I have to. I almost stopped there today. I had a doctor's appointment that was really yesterday. And I went today and I didn't realize it. So I had to reschedule. And then I thought I'd pop by Mickey D's. But then I said, oh man, I got to get these pounds off. So I just came back. I don't even know how I did that, mentally. Usually I'd be right there enjoying whatever it is that they have to offer.
Yeah. Man, and I love sausage. I mean, it's hard for me to pass it up. We eat a lot of smoked sausage around here.
My wife was at the butcher shop at one of these local places, and somebody was raving about the chicken sausage. So she brings it home, and we cook it up. It was terrible. You just can't. You got to leave certain things alone. I know it's probably a lot healthier, maybe, than just regular sausage. And this place makes a great sausage. Like it's not as lean as a lot of places where you get the sausage and you cook it up and it's too lean. This has got the perfect combination of ingredients, whatever they are, and fat. So it's great for sausage and peppers. I love sausage and peppers. My mom's recipe.
Oh, hold on a second. I'm trading here. We hit our 54 level, and you're gonna have to make up your mind what you're gonna do with it. You're gonna scratch it. You're gonna this thing's in a bad push here. They're selling it off for some reason. So, okay, I'm sorry. Around here, you go to buy a hot dog, and some of them are made with chicken meat.
How they taste?
They're edible. That's about it. I mean, when you say hot dogs, there's nothing like New York hot dogs. There's just nothing like them. They're just. I could make myself sick running around eating off the vendor carts.
It's funny, many moons ago when I was boarding at college, they had these little machines that would cook hot dogs in the dorm. So it wasn't an oven. You plug it in and it was an electric current. I took the hot dog and put it on one side and on the other side, and with electricity would go through it and cook it.
Yeah.
Man, I tell you, if you pick the wrong hot dog with the wrong ingredients, it would stink up the whole place.
Yeah.
That was in the early 80s. So you're talking about a long time ago.
You know, I love those hot dogs where they used to go into the shows and they sit up there and they roll around and just
Oh, those are the best.
and
Yeah.
go, oh, man, those are good dogs.
Yeah, they are. Especially if they've been on there for a while.
Yeah.
Right? They got to stay on there for a while. You know, not too long, but just long enough, you know?
Yeah.
I noticed that, you know, I'm a crazy person when it comes to eating like carnival food. I love all that stuff.
Yep.
I even like corn dogs.
Oh yeah. Lots of mustard on them.
But it's funny, my health pat, you know, like my health status certainly has been affected by, you know, my eating habits.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say my drinking habits because I probably have more soda than I shouldn't, you know, I shouldn't have soda.
Oh, that's all
But,
I
you know.
drink. And it's terrible, but that's the truth.
And it's funny, I got in an argument at a restaurant, and it's weird because I'm arguing with the owner. You figure the guy would just give in because I'm a customer, but they had Pepsi instead of Coke. And I'm like, well, you know, how come you don't have Coke? Oh, Pepsi's easier to deal with. You know why Pepsi's easier to deal with? They give it to them for free
Oh,
because they supply them with all the other stuff. You know, Pepsi's a conglomerate that has all the other stuff for restaurants. So the soda becomes a freebie, you know, where Coke makes you pay.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's a big difference to me between Pepsi and Coke. To me,
yeah. I can tell the difference. I don't know about anybody else.
you know, and I love Coke syrup. You know, like when it has a little bit more Coke syrup than like McDonald's has great Coke.
Yeah.
They know how to do it. And I would say that Coke will probably go out of business if they didn't have McDonald's as a client. They lost Costco. Costco turned to Pepsi. That's why I never eat in the food court anymore. I used to love their soda because there was another one that had high content of you know, the Coke syrup. Yeah, pork chop on a stick.
Yep.
I like it. You know, got to get back to that now. You know, now that people, like I'm in New York, so we were, you know, locked up and couldn't do anything for 2 years. Still, it's only rolling out now where they're lifting the restrictions on masks and everything.
Yeah.
But public gatherings and carnivals and all that other stuff, or even the church carnivals where they have the sausage and everything grilling on the grill.
Yeah.
And then the Zeppeli. Yeah, I like that.
Hold on a second. The if you held on to your 54s, you got paid off. It at least it's giving you time to either make up your mind on what to do with this thing. Either get out, stay long. But anyway, our 54 worked. Okay, go ahead.
That's no problem.
I like pork chops on a stick. I like pork, you know, and just
I like
the South.
You ever have pork chops and vinegar peppers?
No.
Oh, you would love that. Well, actually, you have to like vinegar peppers. But pork chops and vinegar peppers, you do them like an iron pan.
Yeah.
And then just before they're done, you throw in the vinegar peppers and the thing goes crazy. Right? Everything sort of mixes together. And you can buy those peppers like in one of those jars, you know. And I just throw the whole thing in with the fluid and everything.
Yeah.
And then if you get hot and spicy, you know, like you get the ones that are a mix, like sweet and spicy. It's like a slice of heaven because every bite you're biting with the vinegar peppers and the pork.
Yeah. Oh,
it's so good.
We're going to have a little bit of support down here at the 49. Not much, but a little bit. Okay, go ahead.
No, it's just I haven't had that in a long time. It really does mess the place up. You know, when it comes to all the cooking smells and everything.
Oh yeah, big
But
time.
it's great. And you can order that out too here in some, good Italian restaurant. Give it 2 nice big pork chops and a plate of the peppers with it. So, oh man, I'm getting myself hungry now.
That's why I'm eating cheese crackers.
You know what I've been having is Celsius. You heard of Celsius?
I'm not sure.
Well, Celsius is like a modern day Red Bull.
Oh, okay.
So it has all the, I don't know what the heck they call their caffeine, but I'm sure it's caffeine. And I think it has 3 times the amount of caffeine than a Red Bull, believe it or not. And it's no carbs, no sugar, really low carbs, no sugar. And it has some vitamins in it or something and something else. But really, it's just a modern energy drink that almost failed. And then somebody mentioned it like on TikTok or something. And now it's been like a 2 or 3 year run where they've just gone bananas. And it started to become hard to get, but it's they have different flavors. It's fizzy, it has bubbles, sparkling, and it really tastes good. But when you like in the morning, I can have one of those and not eat for like 4 hours, nothing, because it sort of cuts your appetite. And then if you have another one, you can not eat for another 4 hours, and you can have a decent dinner, light dinner. And the way it peels off you, it's probably not the greatest thing in the world. That's what I did last time. I did really well with it. So I'm trying to do it again. That's why I veered from McDonald's this morning.
Hold on a second. Well, if you bought your 49s, you're getting paid off well now. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's no problem. So I'll let you go back to it. It's tradealonglive.com. I did post the opportunity for people to sign up. If you haven't signed up, take a moment to do that. They are hunting for you. Those that are just dogging it in guest. And if you like what we're doing here,
you'll have to text Saul and find out if the baby's born yet.
Well, I think he'll send me.
Oh, okay.
Well, we're coming up. And I'll let you know and I'll let you know tomorrow, depending on what's going on. But
I'm gonna stick with it a little bit longer, but right now I'm just twiddling my thumbs.
Yeah, we appreciate all that you do, my friend.
Oh, no problem, my brother. No problem at all.
I couldn't do what you do.
I don't
and we should open up a channel for you.
Oh no, I don't want a channel.
Just saying, we could if you ever want to.
Yeah,
it's completely up to you.
I'm just trading what it's telling me.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I appreciate it.
But anyway, you're part of the family, so whatever you want to do.
Okay. So anyway, like I say, if you bought your 49s, you got paid off well.